Hello everyone and welcome back to the final part of how to paint Mortis Engine. In this video I'm gonna show you how to paint the Ethereal Madness. Here is the list of colors that I'm going to use for part 4. The structure is fully assembled and primed in Celestra Gray. The first color I'm going to use is Incubi Darkness. I start base painting all the clothes and ropes on the structure, covering the top section fully, and close towards the ends I start making thin lines where the transition will be. It is a massive structure, so I am taking my time and checking multiple times which areas I can paint. Now that the robes and clothes are painted, I am moving on to the metallic parts, and I'm going to use Leadbelcher as a base color. I am making sure that every metal area is covered evenly. There are a lot of armors and swords, shields, pole arms. Especially with the pole arms I am being very gentle. They are quite easily bendable, so I am trying to be as careful as can be. Now I apply Balthasar gold in some of the details on the metal areas. I am also base painting some of the shields just to give a bit more contrast to the model. Now that I have everything base painted, I'm going to use Nihilakh Oxide, and I give a wash onto the whole surface except where the Incubi Darkness is. I am painting just a little bit above where I want the transition for the clothes and robes. I use a large shade brush and I am keeping an eye on not to gather too much paint in one small areas. I want it to be covered evenly. I am giving plenty of time to dry because I realized using washes on it can ruin and chip off in some areas. Once it is completely dry, I am using Ulthuan Grey, and with a large dry brush I give a gentle dry brush onto the smoke and bones, leaving out the Incubi darkness and the metallic parts. I am being gentle onto the center areas, and where the smoke is finishing I am giving a more intense finish because I want to have it as bright as possible. Now I'm going to make a mix of Coelia Greenshade and Lahmian medium, a 1:3 part ratio, and I apply onto the smoke area. I want to make sure that the Ulthuan Grey is well blended with the Nihilakh Oxide areas and have a nice smooth transition. That also means that the bones as well, I'm giving a wash. Once the wash is completely dry, I am going to use Kabalite Green and start layering and highlighting the Incubi darkness areas. And giving a fine highlight with Sybarite green, just on the sharpest features on the dark green robes and clothes. Now I'm going to use Necron compound, and I start dry brushing all the metallic parts. That means also the areas which I painted with Balthasar gold. want to give some more contrast onto the bones, so I use Ionrach skin and just randomly picking out some of the bone areas and start base painting them. Once I have enough painted skulls and bones, I'm going to make a mix of Drakenhof Nightshade and Lahmian medium, 1:3 part ratio, and giving it a wash onto the Ionrach skin areas. While the wash is drying onto the model, I use Ulthuan grey, and with a small layer brush I start highlighting all the bones and skulls which are not painted with Ionrach skin. I also paint just the tip of each smoke, just to have a more contrast to it. And by that time the wash is completely dry, so I can start highlighting those areas as well with Deepkin flesh. And now finishing it with making a glaze using Biel-Tan Green and Lahmian medium, a 1:9 part ratio, and start applying it in some random areas onto the mist and also onto the bones and skulls, just to give a bit more greenish finish. I'm making sure that on the bottom section of each horses is well covered with it, so that to have a nice contrast onto the whole surface. Now sadly my memory card got full, therefore unfortunately I did not record, but on the Palanquin, just where the structure meets with the Ethereal Madness, I gave a light dry brush of Celestra grey, a gentle wash of Nihilakh Oxide, Ulthuan grey dry brush on the joints, and a light glaze onto the area, so it blends together nicely. And with this final part, the whole miniature is fully complete. This project is huge, therefore I had to break down the video into multiple videos, because it is an amazingly detailed and massive figure. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I hope that you find them useful and helpful. If so, subscribe to my channel, leave a like if you enjoyed watching it, and hit the bell button to be notified about future video tutorial contents. See you all on the next video. Until next time. Cheers.